Hello and welcome everybody to another Avatar The Last Airbender draft video. I'm Paul Cheon and today we are sitting at rank number 18. That's right, we went 5 and 3 yesterday and went from rank 10 to rank 18. So it is tough over here at High Mythic. Hopefully we can turn things around and do a little bit better in this draft video. We ran into some completely absurd bombs in the last draft, so maybe we can do some dodging in this one. Now, before we hop into this draft, I did want to say that this video is brought to you by TCGplayer.com. Head on over to TCGplayer.com for all your Magic the Gathering singles and sealed product needs. Whether you want to buy some booster boxes of Avatar The Last Airbender, or you wanted some singles for your standard, modern, pioneer, or commander decks, check out TCGplayer.com and make sure you hit that affiliate link in the description below before making any purchases. Also, go to heavyplay.com for all of your Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories. If you need deck boxes, playmats, sleeves, dice boxes, all that utilize their special magnetic technology where all their products snap conveniently in place, check out heavyplay.com/paulcheon for 10% off your first order. Alrighty. I mean, we had a good rare ourselves in Katara, but yes, this is a format where, at least early on from the numbers, the rares are really, really strong. All right, and speaking of really, really strong rares, we have a Raven Eagle. This card is incredible. 3 mana for a 2/3 flyer. When this creature enters or attacks, exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard. If a creature card is exiled this way, make a clue. So really, really great value card. An amazing card in any deck. So really love that. Katara the Fearless, Banth 3/3. If a triggered ability of an look. This card is weaker, even if it was a monocolored card, so I'm not going to take that. Suki is quite a strong creature as well. Does its best Edeline impression, but we will take the Raven Eagle here and be very, very happy about it. All right. Planetarium of Tong. What do you do? 6 mana for Legendary Artifact. When you 1-tap Scry 2, when you scry or surveil, you may look at the top card of your library. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Do this only once each turn. Wow! So there's a lot of good uncommons here. Toph the Blind Prophet, the Blind Bandit would be really interesting here, just because we haven't drafted Golgari very often. Cat Gator, if I wanted to go mono black, is also really cool. Katara, I really love. Forecasting Fortune Teller, also quite nice. So those are some of the good considerations, but I gotta take this card. I actually have never played with this card or had it played against me, but starting with Planetarium of Tong and Raven Eagle, oh man. We've got the late game on lockdown here with this start. Whew, this is exciting. You can cast a card without paying its mana cost. So you just scry. Whenever you scry or surveil, look at the top card of your library. You may cast. Wait, so, okay. Reading these effects has been very, very difficult for me, I will admit. I'm just trying to figure out what this exact... I mean, I think I'm going to take Shared Roots here. This pack. Fire Sages is also pretty good, but I feel like a deck that wants to ramp into Planetarium of Tong is interested in a card like Shared Roots, and I'm not a big Appa fan in this with this shell. I don't want to start with 2 6-drops, and Fire Navy Trebuchet is only really for the sacrifice decks, so yeah, let's take Shared Roots. I mean, look, I'm trying to make this Planetarium work, and I think the best way to make it work is by having the ability to kind of ramp into it. So let's go ahead and take that. Here, wow, this is an amazing pack here as well. We have Heartless Act, Path to Redemption, Razor Rings, and Sold Out, and Rocky Rebuke. So lots of good interaction along with a bitter work. I think I'll take Heartless Act because it's 2 mana. And hopefully we can cut off as much black as possible. But still seeing some really good white removal spells along with the Rocky Rebuke there as well. So we'll see. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to play the Shared Roots, but certainly would be interested in playing it in a deck such as this. All right, Jasmine Dragon Teashop is really nice. Like, even if you're not allies, just to use it as a mana sink to make 1/1s every turn is pretty good. Combustion Technique is also quite strong, and seeing it pick 5 could be an indication that red is available, along with this Yu Yan Archers. And there's also Long Feng, which is good if you are specifically a Golgari deck. I mean, I'm not convinced that green is open. I think I'm just going to take the removal spell. Like, we can try drafting Rakdos here as well, and I do think Combustion Technique is quite a strong card, to the point where I'm a little bit surprised to see it that late. So I'm going to take it here and kind of see where this can go. I mean, maybe there's a Jund Lessons deck, right, with the Shared Roots. Pack 1, pick 6, we have Corrupt Court Official and Sold Out as options. I do think I like that over Cycle of Renewal and Badger Mole. The question is, which one do I prefer? I think I have a lot of interaction. I kind of want some good cheap cards to play. Sold Out is really good. I changed my mind. I'm going to take the Sold Out. Okay, well, now I wish I took the other card. Oh, well. I think it's close between Corrupt Court Official and Sold Out, so it's not like I hate the pick, but obviously we are in the market for more cheap things, and the Corrupt Court Official is nice in a Sacrifice Shell because it's a really good card, but, you know, Sold Out is also a totally fine removal effect, so it's not like I hate this card. Particularly this format, which is so bomb-heavy, I think it's important to just make sure that you have a ton of removal to be able to handle whatever your opponents can bring. All right, pack 1, pick 8. What do we have? There's Platypus Bear, although our black spells don't have any lessons. Of course, black is not trying to do the lessons thing. There is a Watery Grass, but this is kind of like the first blue card that we've seen. There's Aang's Journey, which can be okay. Yeah, I think I'm just going to take the Journey here. It's colorless, it gains you life. You know, it's a lesson. So I think this is a fine card to figure out, you know, depending on the colors that I want to play. All right, now we're going to take Corrupt Court Official here. Certainly black is very, very open. Not super sure about the second color. I do like Serpent's Pass as well, but we haven't seen like a clear indication that blue is super duper open. So we're still trying to kind of play it by ear here. Pack 1, pick 10. Abandoned Attachments is fine. This doesn't look like a Yip Yip deck. Yip Yip is better in like a proactive, aggressive strategy. And the green has certainly dried up here as well. So let's take the Abandoned Attachments. I mean, this is flexible. If I end up in black-red or in black-blue, it can be a card that I play. Pack 1, pick 11. I mean, look, if I'm going to be doing the sacrifice thing, Pretending Poxbearers is excellent. So at least our black is looking quite strong here. Late Razor Rings. It's either that or Deserter's Disciple. Let's take the rings. See where this goes. Here, there's a Cycle of Renewal or Sandbender Storm. I'm not a big fan of Sandbender Storm, so let's take Cycle of Renewal in case we do something super janky. Like I said, I mean, I have 3, 4... Look, even after like all these weird picks here, like my black alone is 7. I'm really sad that the Cat Gator didn't table, because that would be another really, really good top-end card if I wanted to try to draft a mono black deck here. So, see another Heartless Hack here. If I'm playing a deck that's looking to utilize Raven Eagle and draw a card, so you want removal, cheap removal, and I want to survive to Planetarium of Wan Shi Tong, I think good, cheap interaction is very, very important, and Heartless Hack does a good job of that. Noting that Sold Out actually doesn't really work well with Raven Eagle because it exiles the creature, but it is what it is. I mean, given my current suite of cards, yeah, I kind of wish I had the second Corrupt Court Official, but it is what it is. All right, pack 2, pick 2 is really interesting, okay? The best card in the pack is probably Glider Staff. This is a very, very good card, but I'm not 100% sure that I'm going to be white, right? But I do have a decent setup here for a potential sacrifice deck, and I'm very, very heavy black. So for that reason, I am considering Hey Bye here, because it just keeps us a little bit more open. And I mean, maybe I can draft a mono black deck. I don't know. But I will admit that Glider Staff, I believe, is a better card. But why don't we take the Hey Bye here? Just because like I said, I don't know if I'm going to be mono black or black white. All right, pack 2, pick 3. We are seeing some more sacrifice outlets here in cards like Pretending Poxbearers, another Hey Bye, and a Kyoshi Warriors. I think cards like the Poxbearers are easier to pick up, and I think Hey Bye is a card I'm really interested in trying. So I'm going to take the Hey Bye here, even though it's not as good for my curve, okay? I'm going to just take the good uncommons here and try to see if I can get lucky enough to pick up cards that go for this deck. You know what I mean? Like other things to sacrifice. All right, pack 2, pick 4. Whoa, Beifong's Bounty Hunters. This is a really good card. Whenever non-land creature you control dies, Earthbend X, where X is that creature's power. That's really exciting. Nothing that's like super exciting in just straight up white, other than maybe Razor Rings. There is a Messenger Hawk and an Earth Village Ruffians. Noting that Earth Village Ruffians is a really, really good card to sacrifice as well to the Hey Bye. But Beifong's Bounty Hunters also looks really exciting. So I'm going to take this and kind of see. Because, I mean, there's still a world where I can even potentially splash this card if I get the right mana fixing, because I already have an Aang's Journey. All right, pack 2, pick 5. What do we have? Nothing in black. There's a Merchant of Many Hats, but I don't think I need to take it this high. Kyoshi Battlefan is interesting because I can sacrifice the artifact. There's also Kyoshi Warriors, and I don't think blue is where we want to be. So Forecasting Fortune Teller is the best of the commons, but I don't think that's what I want. So for me, I think it's between the Warriors and the Battlefan. And I will take the Warriors, sure. Let's see where this goes. Oh, hold on, hold on. Hold on. Can we do it? I mean, this is double white. I'm going to be super heavy black. I mean, all these white cards are fine. But I kind of want to do this. You can't stop me. All right. We're cat gatoring here, folks. Deadly Precision here over Airbender's Reversal. There's a Rumble Arena as well. So certainly plenty of interaction here. And I don't know what my second color is going to be. It's not going to be blue or red, though. All right, here we have Sparring Dummy or Razor Rings. I guess I'll take Sparring Dummy. I don't think Vindictive Warden is the type of card that I want in this deck. Maybe we can be very, very heavy black with a light green splash. We'll see. Another Razor Rings. Okay. There's a Dai Indoctrination, which is a fine 2-mana play. So I'll take this here. Nothing that... I just want to be mono black, though. Dang. But I'm not seeing a whole bunch of black cards in this pack. All right, well, this is a late Kyoshi Warriors. I might have to go back to the white... Oh, the Poxbearer's Table. That's very good. Well, not going to be mono white, so Gather the White Lotus is probably not good. But I probably don't want to play the Warriors either. All right, well, we're certainly picking up some sacrifice outlets here, right? For both the Deadly Precision and the Heibais. Like I said, the 3-mana 3-1 that Earth dies into Earthbend 2 is also something that would be very, very nice for this type of deck. But hey, we have a decent start here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is 14 cards again, just in the mono black colors. Here, there is a Diligent Zookeeper and an Epic Downfall. There's also Toph the Blind Bandit, so tons of good options here for us if I want it to be black or black-green or black-white. Certainly not an Accumulate Wisdom deck. I don't think I actually have enough here. I think the Diligent Zookeepers is fine, but I really like Epic Downfall as an interactive spell. And most importantly, it just still keeps us kind of... You know, I feel like I'm at the point here where if it's close between like a good black card and something else, I'm just gonna go with the good black card here and hope for the best. Okay, that is my plan here. All right, pack 3, pick 2. There's a Zula on the hunt. Think I'm gonna take that. Nothing great in green. There's an Ostrich Horse, but this is a nice little way to get value. Our curve is getting quite high though, so I should be a little bit concerned about that. And pack 3, pick 3. There's a Daily Agents. Wow, Path to Redemption and a Callous Inspector. I mean, Daily Agents is too good. Okay, so I think here's a new plan, okay? I think the new plan is to play almost mono black with a light splash of green for these like really, really good cards. So we have Beifeng's Bounty Hunters and Daily Agents, which are both quite strong. And we will try to make this work, okay? Pack 3, I mean, green is clearly open here, right? There's an Earth Kingdom General here as well. This card is pretty good. 4 mana for a 2/2. Gain 2 life, Earthbend 2. Or do I want to take like a Callous Inspector? No, let's take the General. This card's pretty good. Ooh, Foggy Swamp Spirit Keeper. I don't think I'm in a position to also splash that. I do have an Aang's Journey and a Shared Route. So if I did this, I'd probably have to give up on the Cat Gator stuff. There's a White Lotus Hideout that lets you cast Lessons and Shrines. Black really drying up here, which is highly unfortunate. It's a really late firebending lesson out of nowhere as well. So really just weird draft. I'm going to just take Pirate Peddlers. I just need 3 mana cards and I will be doing some light sacrificing. So just having, you know, something that trades with whatever allows me to curve out, I think seems fine. And yeah, it looks like the mono black dream is dead. We are certainly seeing some red cards here. Cave of Two Lovers is also quite strong here, but I will just take the Ostrich Horse and just try to at least lean into some of these good green cards that I have and play it out this way. All right, pack 3, pick 7. There's a Poxbearers and a Messenger Hawk. They're both pretty good. I'll take the Messenger Hawk. I'm pretty high on... You know what? Okay. All right. We are jumping ship here. I'm just going to take these sparring dummies and get a bunch of value. And actually, is this card even that great? Do I just want like a Badger Mole? Maybe I just want a Badger Mole. All right, we'll take another Messenger Hawk. Weird draft, I will say. I mean, look, I can still try to keep the green cards to a minimum. Having the first Azula Always Lies also seems fine. But like I said, I am a little bit bummed out that like we just didn't get all of it. I mean, I can still just do it, right? There's nothing to say that I can't do it. Except you, the viewers. Would have really liked the second Cat Gator, though. Callous Inspector, sure. Fine sacrifice card. And I think the Landscapers are here. Okay, well. It's going to be a little bit loud. All right, let's take a look here. All right, taking a look at this, I think I want to try these two green cards. And Earth Kingdom General and the Badger Mole could... Like, if I'm lacking top-end ways to kind of close out games, I think that would be fine. And I will note that this does give me millions of 4-mana plays, so perhaps I don't need to do that. But Daily Agent seems really, really good if I'm trying to do some sacrifice stuff. And then Beifong's Bounty Hunters also seems awesome. Yeah, my curve is really high, so let's just cut the Badger Mole. And then I guess we can go like 12-5 maybe. And then just play the Pirate Peddlers as just another thing to get in the way. Given some light sacrifice synergies and the fact that this can still trade with anything, I think that's fine. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how to build this. There's like a couple small ways, but you know what? We'll go 11-6. Not the best curve, but solid removal and good late game ways to win the game. I could go 12-5, but I feel like these are 4-drops I also still really want to play. But I don't want to go up to 7 or 8 Forest and then start playing cards like the Shared Roots and the Ostrich Horse. So let's try it like this and see. This is like almost mono black sacrifice with a light touch. Let's see how this does. All right, now before round one starts, just wanted to say that if you've been enjoying this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, my Patreon is the best way to do so. That's patreon.com/paulcheon. Special shout out to all the patrons here. Thank you so much for all your support, as it truly means a lot. Access to the Patreon gives you access to my Discord channel, which I think is an excellent way to join an awesome group of folks also looking to up their limited game. I actually just asked the patrons on the Discord whether or not I can cast creatures at instant speed off the artifact. They said yes. So if I try it and I fail, you can blame them. Patreon.com/paulcheon. Check it out. All right, 3 swamps here. Good if we pick up the Cat Gator, but certainly a fine hand here. We have a 2-drop and a 3-drop here. We'll go Pretending Poxbearers. Don't need to run out the Corrupt Court Official when they have a full hand when you have the option to play other 2-mana plays. Aang's Journey. Mardu, alright. Well, we are mono black, so this is what we're doing. We're probably going to draw a green card soon now, but we are on 6 green sources for 3 green cards. Seems fine. You know what I mean? Or Judy and Fire Nation Cadets is the play from the opponent. Do I want to crack this now? Gotta think. Create a token, then they can activate as a sorcery. I'm just wondering if it's even worth killing. In a Mardu deck, it's probably decent, right? Alright, we'll just do that. And then we'll do Corrupt Court Official here. Okay, Buddha Freeze. A 4-color Fire Nation Cadets deck? That simply cannot be correct. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, I like Fire Nation Cadets. You just have to be, like, a very decently aggressive deck. You know what I mean? Alright, this is good, because they're gonna block with the Fire Navy Trebuchet when I attack with everything next turn. And then I will be able to cast Sold Out on the Trebuchet. Oh, that's a Raven Eagle. If it was dealt damage, create a clue. That's what I want to do. All right. So hey, sacrificing some damage, sacrificing 1 damage to kill a creature and make a clue seems quite strong. And then we can Raven Eagle, and we can just start drawing lots and lots of cards. Very, very solid draw here for us. Now, yeah, I mean, maybe I'm like wasting removal spells here. I did kill a couple of uncommons, so I'm hoping that they don't follow this up with like a really, really strong bomb, because now we don't have any answers. Now, we do have a fair amount of removal in our deck, and we have lots of cards to draw, so... 4-color Fire Nation Cadets. Wild. Alright, well, Zuko's good, and I can't kill it, so... Yeah, that's certainly going to get in for some amount of... Oh, just kidding, I can kill it. I can certainly kill it. Let's go kill it. Alright, 14 to 10 are the life totals. I could keep the Poxbearers back, so they can't... But, like, look, if they're going to Fire Nation Cadets me and, like, use that mana... I just don't think it's going to be all that great, so... Okay. Sure, you got me for 2. Alright, let's go Raven Eagle. Let's exile Judy. Let's crack a clue. Drain our opponent. Drew the Forest. Attack for 3. Opponent's at 6. So now our flyers can basically just close out the game here if they live. My opponent does have 3 cards in hand. Firebending X, where X is Fire Lord Zuko's power. Whenever you cast a spell from exile, and whenever a permanent you control enters from exile, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. So certainly a very, very powerful ability. We'll see what happens here. Aang the Last Airbender. Okay. On Fire Nation Cadets. I see. And then they get to play it and then pump their team. But they can't play it this turn, because I'm just going to triple block the Fire Lord Zuko. So that's a really cool combo. For sure. I think they went a little bit too deep with their colors. Like, I mean, the Firebending deck is cool, but like, you shouldn't be playing 1 mana fire-breathing creatures in a 4-color deck. That just should not happen unless something went very wrong with your deck. Alright, 3 swamps, some removal, I guess I'll keep. If I draw a forest, then I can run out the Earth Kingdom General, which will of course be quite strong. But I do have Heartless Act to buy me some time here. I might have to fire it off pretty aggressively just because I don't have anything else to do. Destroy target creature with no counters on it, okay. We have Sold Out and Deadly Precision that I can run out as well. Fire Nation Engineer, okay. Let's kill this as well. Look, sometimes you have weird draws and you just have to fire off your removal spells, you know? Gotta do what you gotta do. June, okay. Corrupt Court Official, Is it the fan or the land? I guess we'll just do the land. That's a Heibai. Alright. 4 cards in hand. Need a green source for the Earth Kingdom General. We can play Heibai, but we don't have any creatures. Am I still supposed to play it? I don't know. Alright, we'll just play... I'm gonna play Messenger Hawk here first, because I just think it's the safer thing to do. Then we can play the Heibai and sacrifice the 1/1. Certainly don't want to sacrifice the Clue, because that gives me some value. And then if they kill the Heibai, then all of a sudden I have a giant Messenger Hawk, so... Yep, yeah. One of the best rares in the entire set. Hate to see it. Alright, well, okay. What are we gonna do? That's a Cat Gator that I am nowhere near casting. I guess it's a May on the sacrifice, so... Maybe I just don't sacrifice something, because I really want that Clue. But I don't want to sack the 1/1 either. I don't know. Maybe I sack the clue, 5/5, turn this into a 3/3. No, I'll just decline. I mean, the way that I look at it is if I lose to Fire Nation Drill, so be it. You know, this was kind of like an okay hand, but didn't quite develop the way that I would have liked. And if they have a removal spell here, I lose. Yeah. And it's not the first time that we're going to lose to cards of this nature. Wolfbat in black-green, huh? They must have some ways to generate clues, but yeah, we're taking 9 here. And, I mean, we're basically dead. 3/4. I guess I'll play this to block. Diligent Zookeeper, Wolfbat, sure. So, is Vehicle a creature type? Like, is this a 7/4? No, it's a 6/3. Okay. So we have to block this. We chump here. Does this still kill us? Yeah, it does. Alright. Well, that game wasn't particularly close, and you will see that a lot in this format. So just be ready for it, okay? This is... I took a look at some of the early numbers, and compared the top 20 rares of this set to the top 20 rares in Edge of Eternities, and there's a 2% gap in win rate between the top 20 cards, like across the board. So, yeah, I mean, this is certainly looking like it's going to be a Prince format in some instances, because you will just get completely run over, and sometimes the games just don't even look close based on what they choose to play. So just be ready for it and move on. All right, opponent on the play here, a much more reasonable hand, because I can actually use creatures as a resource to use removal. So rather, I can use creatures to trade and not have to use removal on the cheap creatures. That being said, Fire Nation Drill is a very unique card where it's just like, yeah, you're not going to beat that in a lot of instances. All right, maybe I guess I shouldn't have played the Forest if I draw 6 swamps in a row or something. But if I draw 6 swamps in a row, I'll be in a pretty good spot. So I think this is still fine. Let's get in, play the Hawk. Now, they might have a removal spell here on the Hawk, but that's fine, right? Cycle of Renewal. Okay, so red-green lessons. I don't know. I still don't know if I love this card unless I'm, like, more on the mid-range side of the spectrum, just because you're taking a turn off to get a land, and so that's obviously not ideal. Let's kill you. And now I have to just decide what I want to do with the Corrupt Court Official. Or whether or not I want to just draw a card here. Let's just draw a card. I'm going to attack here because next turn they have the mana to pump up the captives. So I don't want to just keep the Poxbearers back, if that's the case. Okay, that's, again, one of the best rares in the entire set. Great. Great. And they kept the card in their hand. What do you do exactly? It's a 4-mana 2/2 that makes a 4/4. I know that. Whenever one or more creatures with power 4 or greater attack, search your library for up to that many basic land cards and put them onto the battlefield tapped. That seems very fair. Oh my gosh. I know their last card is good too, so I kind of want to cast Corrupt Court Official, but at the same time, it's going to just completely run me over. And if I do this, they can still just activate that, right? Tough spot to be in here. Have to think now. Guess I'll just block this. I mean, I can also force them to utilize the captives. Maybe that's better. Now the question is, would I rather have Pretending Poxbearers or a Clue? Because I can cast this before or after. Okay. I can also just try to minimize the damage I take. I think I'm just going to do that. Alright, let's just kill the bear. Pirate Peddlers was very good. So let's play Corrupt Court Officials. They discarded Rocky Rebukes? Jesus. Alright. Well, Pirate Peddlers is probably not going to be long for this world. Bitter Work? God, this deck is so good! I mean, I don't actually even think this card is that great, but on this board, obviously, it's quite strong. Yeah, draw your card. Ugh, this is gross. Okay, no more 4-power creatures. 2 cards in hand. And I guess they can make a very powerful land. Okay, that is a Hey Bye. That's been exhausted. Now I have to think. I can either kill the forest or play Hey Bye. I don't think there's any ways to like protect creatures, so I think this is going to be fairly safe. But they've gotten a lot of value here so far. Alright, so Bitter Work will not trigger here, so that's good. Land attacks. I will take this. 2 is fine. Another Yuya and Archers. They kept everything in their hand. That is a very nice life. Very nice life to live. So they have some kind of removal spell here, probably? Alright, well, we'll see. They might kill it in response to the trigger or something. Okay. Oh, it's the allies at last card? Sure. Okay. They have 1 card. Well, let's put it here. A 3/4 Hawk seems to be a pretty nice sizing on this board, at least. Interesting. Okay, well. We gotta do the blocks. I gotta think. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, let's block here. Okay, we're at 9. Wait, that just resolved? Oh. Oh, you dirty dog. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of power there, friends. That is a lot of power. Alright, well, you know, it is what it is. Okay, let's go Earth Kingdom General here. Alright, they're at 13 life. I'm at 11. I need to keep this back. We still have to just play like a more... we have to take a more measured approach here. Their deck's really sweet, though. Like, interaction, they're... Oh my gosh. Sure. Yeah, this is fun. They get 2 more lands here. I mean, I don't know what to do, okay? I don't know what to do. Let's kill the bear, I guess. Bossing Say? Oh. I am just getting clobbered here. Like, actually destroyed. I need to make a 4/4 here. But they have Bossing Say going. Ugh, I don't know. I'm done. Alright. I mean, look. Look. Those are some really good rares. Let's move on. Oh my gosh. This is crazy. Like, I have some rares too, but man. I mean, maybe I just drafted a bad deck. Like, I don't know. I feel like I have decent interaction, but there are some cards like that Earth King where it's like, if you kill the 4/4 and they have another 4/4, they just keep getting value. I don't know. Alright, opponent on the play. I have 2 lands on the draw. I will keep this hand. But, you know, this is what, you know, I take a few days off of drafting, and man, I feel like I'm playing a format for the first time, you know? Just Feels rough. Yeah, you know, if this doesn't quite get there, I'm thinking maybe I should go back to just like the Golgari deck that has a little more ramp. Maybe have it feel a little less clunky and not lean on all the sacrifice stuff. Maybe Heibai is like at its best in like a black-white deck. Because it certainly has looked pretty underwhelming here, I will say. Like, you see the upside, but it hasn't looked its best here, for sure. Let's play Azula and hope they don't have a way to kill it. Deadly Precision would be really good. Well, it looks like they have it, based on how they tapped. They were very careful. They were very careful with how they tapped here. And that would be an absolute blowout. Yeah, they have it. And they get a 1-1. Yeah. Sure. They have 1 card. Let's play Earth Kingdom General, gain some life. Pass. This thing just does a good job of blocking all these other creatures, so... If the game goes a little bit longer, we're going to be set up a little bit better here, I think. You know, so far, anytime I've, like, tried going down the sacrifice angle, it's been quite underwhelming, I'll say. Alright, you have 70,000 clues. June, we will be killing that. We're okay with this. Just keep applying the pressure and give them a little bit less fodder to work with. 1 card left in hand for the opponent. I guess they're also doing the sacrifice thing. There's the Heibai. I mean, like I said, like, look at this deck. This deck is the deck where Heibai really shines. Okay. I would like all the resources that I have, so I'm okay taking 5 here. Next turn, if we draw a land, we can go Poxbearers plus Heibai. There's the black-white land, Kyoshi Battle Fans. Yeah, I mean, this is what a black-white deck should look like. So, good on our opponent for putting a nice deck together here. Alright, 1 card left for the opponent. What you got? They don't have a good way to attack into the Heibai here. Wow, if you sacrifice a land, does that trigger this? It sure does. Wow, Toils of War is awesome. I can't imagine that they're going to attack me here. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense, so... Let's get aggressive. Okay. So now we get to put all of these counters onto something. Where do I want to put it? Probably here. I gotta think, though. Maybe it's here, and then I sack this and pump the Heibai. Because I kind of want the clue. Alright, so we got a 6-6 and a 5-5, so a lot of pressure. And then we can crack the clue for more cards. Oh, that's a Pirate Peddlers, though, so that's obviously very, very annoying here. Obviously, don't want to attack into that, if possible. We did just draw a Sold Out, though, so that was huge. So now we kill this. Then we attack with both. I'm going to decline sacrifice. Like, these are just big enough. And it's not a lethal attack, right? So next turn I have a lethal attack with both of these creatures. All right, what is their top deck? Suki. That is a good card. They can attack with like one creature probably. I think that's like the safest thing to do here because they do have to block both of my creatures. Now, when one of these dies, it replaces itself, which is very, very annoying. Oh, they just passed. Okay, so let's crack this clue, look for action. All right, so now I just don't have a good attack, right? Because when they block, they just get a token back. So we wait. Well, you know what'd be a really good draw? Cat Gator. All right. They still don't have a particularly good attack here. Like, if they attack with all the creatures on the left, they would get in for 2 points of damage and replace one of their creatures. That is another swamp, which is not ideal. So, not a good time to get flooded. I do have some really powerful late game cards I can draw here. I would love to find one of them here. Daily Agents would be good. Cat Gator for the win. Pirate Peddlers, sure. It's a playable card. Nothing that spectacular, but it's fine. Now, if I can just find a way to kill the Suki, I'll be fine. And my opponent's drawing just as many lands as me. So it really just kind of comes down to top deck. So let's see what happens. Yeah, this is ridiculous. All right, so there is Daily Agents. And I want to basically target a bunch of different lands here if possible. One. Okay, and then I just wait. So if I attack with this, they die. What does it say? Whenever this creature dies... Okay, so I just attack and they die, right? They take 4. They can't sack any permanents. Alright, so I just attack with the Daily Agents here. But let's just play stuff and see what happens. Oh, that has a counter on it as well. We just drew Epic Downfall. So we can use that to kill this. Just attack with this. Sure. Boom! Alright, well, we got one. Whew! We got one. Man. This has felt tough, though. This has definitely felt tough. So, I'm going to give up on some of this. And, like, maybe we just give up, like, all the sacrifice elements of this deck. And then just go straight into just, like, a Golgari mid-range deck. And see what happens there. I think I'm interested in that if possible. Alright, just straight Golgari. Not doing the sacrifice stuff at all. I'm just playing this as the Death Touch card. And let's see if this ends up playing out a little bit better for us. Just a little more mid-rangey, just trying to ramp. This is more leaning towards the Earthbend end of the spectrum. See how this goes. Alrighty, 2 and 2. Alright, well, I mean, we have forests and swamps and green and black cards. And hopefully the Sparring Dummy will get us some lands. Alright, opponent on a mulligan here. We have an Epic Downfall, so we have an interactive spell as well. Blue-white, Otter, Penguin. Okay. So let's play the dummy. I mean, getting this thing going seems pretty good, so... Alright. Let's play the Poxbearers. And see, this is the only thing I was concerned about, milling the Planetarium. But now that we're not milling it, we put ourselves in a good position to try to find some lands. Opponent with just a mulligan into a turn 2 Otter Penguin. This turn 4 play better be strong. Usually blue-whites is like water-bending allies or water-bending of some kind. Can't say I'm a huge fan of the Penguin. Alright, we missed there. Yeah, see, you know, flipping the Azula, drawing the land. I know it's random, okay? I know it's random. We will continue trying to find lands here off the dummy. We have two really good 5-drops here. Messenger Hawk, sure. Watery Grasp, okay. We milled a good removal spell and drew another. I hate this. I hate what's happening here. 3 cards in hand for the opponent. I mean, like, look, if they have a removal spell, they have a removal spell, but I kind of want to get this going, right? Right now, I can deal, I can drain my opponent for 2 if I attack with the agents. They're digging. I mean, here's the thing. You know, they hit me for 6 here, but, like, I get to drain them for 2. That's really good. Oh my, a land? Okay, at least we drew a spell. Holy cow. Alright. They have 2 cards. Like, they could have a quench here. They definitely could, but I want to spread around the Earthbend here. So we can attack like this. Drain my opponent for 3. They could also have Razor Rings, which would kill the agents. Oh, sure. I mean, I still drained them for 3 here, which is still very good. And then they take 2. So good place to be. I mean, the alternative was to play this. But, I don't know, just getting in for a little more damage, getting the Badger Mole in play seems a little better. And, you know, hopefully, if I draw land number 7, of course, I would love to be able to just play this and activate it right away. And with the Sparring Dummy, I mean, I have a lot of looks here at a land. So far, these are 3 mills. I know it's random, it still feels bad. You'd like to hit a land. Let's hit a land this turn. Then all will be forgiven. 4 cards in hand for the opponent. With a Penguin and a Messenger Hawk, we have a Badger Mole, 3 animated lands. They're not big. 2/2, 1/1, 1/1. Glider Staff, so they're going to airbend probably my 2/2. And then it just comes back as a land, I guess. Okay. Yeah, Glider Staff is a very good Magic card. I guess they're deciding on whether or not they want to attack with the Hawk. It keeps my 1/1s at bay, so I like the decision not to. Alright, Shared Roots, and there is another land. Okay. Okay! Okay. Alright, so I was told I can cast the thing at instant speed, so we'll, when they attack, I'll, play it and see what happens. I look at the card first. Or, sorry, I look at the card after I scry or surveil. Are there a lot of ways to kill artifacts in this format? I don't know. Do I even have reach creatures to... Oh my gosh. Well, I can't counter this, so let's let this resolve. Trigger on the stack. Let's see if I can find a removal spell. Darn. I mean, I can bottom both. What does it say? But if it's a land, then it's not great. I mean, I'm not dead this turn. Let's just take the Ostrich Horse. I have 21 cards. Okay. There's another land. We'll... Yeah, I'll get a land back. I mean, we... Look, this is still fine. Let's activate the dummy. Raven Eagle. Okay, you know, this dummy is just such a feel bad. Alright, let's play this first. Okay. I can sack the Poxbearers. Okay, we'll do that. Okay. Well, they didn't pump their team or anything. 3 cards in hand for the opponent. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I think I have lethal. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, yeah. Alright. We got to resolve our Planetarium and win the game. Feeling good. Feeling good that we have 3 wins after our 1-2 start, okay? Feeling good. Alright. Let's see if that sparring dummy will be a little better this time. On to play 2 forest and all black cards, but I do have the turn 2 shared root, so that's pretty good. Turn 1 Earth Kingdom Protectors. Okay. I'm wondering if I should just play the sparring dummy first. I mean, I feel like getting this going just seems like always the better thing to do for the most part, so I will try this. Yeah, and it blocks, so we're good. If I don't draw a land, though, I probably won't activate it because I like the fact that this can block. So, yeah. It slows me down a little bit, but I think it's worth it to not take 3 damage. Because I don't even know if I'm going to hit it, right? So. And the dummy is actually pretty good with Raven Eagle, too, right? Like, even if I just mill, like, random creatures that are good in my deck, it's fine. Okay, so this tells me they have Yip Yip. So given that they're attacking with the Protectors, I'm just going to block the Deserters here instead. Because it's pretty clear that they have a combat trick here. Yeah, so I just take 1 less damage. Hit a land. Oh, I guess I didn't want the Cat Gator, so I guess this is fine. And we drew a land, so it's, you know, it can be worse. Let's do this and exile Sparring Dummy. Got a clue. And a nice start here for us. Good start for the opponent too, right? Granted, they took a little bit of a speed bump, but they still got a creature out of the way. Have a really great 1-drop in the Protectors with the Deserters. But we have a good board as well, and hopefully we can get something going here. Now, if they have a Pacifism, they're probably going to use it on the Eagle. They do have Invasion Submersible, sure. That is very, very good. Okay, so they can't turn this into a land this turn, so that's, I guess, better for us, I guess, in that sense. Let's see. Now, they can't protect that with the Earth Kingdom Protector, so I'm wondering if I want to do something like Raven Eagle, keep up Heartless Act, or I can actually just play Daily Agents, which is also just a totally fine thing to do, and kind of forces them to have an interactive spell. Yeah, let's do that. It's going to be hard for them to kill the agents and turn on the Submersible. And I still just set up for having the ability to block multiple things on future turns. So I think this is fine. Looks like they're splashing red here with the airship engine room. And I have way more black spells than green spells, so I'm just going to turn on my lands and see where this goes. Like I said, my hand is so has so much action in it where like I don't really care if they have a trick to kill my agents or anything like that. The big thing is I want to like avoid missing land drops if possible. Watery Grasp. That is such an aggressive... Alright. Yeah, sure. I mean, I kind of really want that land, right? So this is kind of an interesting line. They have 2 mana up. But I think I'm just going to use Deadly Precision, because I really want this land, and I don't want them to shuffle it back in. So let's just use this to kill the Earth Kingdom Protectors. Because this ensures that I'll get it back. Did I hit a land this turn? I don't know that I did. And I don't want to necessarily play Raven Eagle into all this open mana. Let's just crack the clue. Try to hit more lands. Alright, we missed. It's fine. Like, as long as we just get to... Like, I just want to build up towards being able to play the Planetarium, right? So, like, if they decide to use their final removal spell on the agents, that's also fine, right? Yeah, and they just can't do much here. Let's play this. Okay, discarded a land. Let's play this. Then we chill. They're gonna probably start sacrificing their lands here. Probably the blue-white land is my guess. Hey, but we're still continuing to develop our board. So do not mind this at all. I can actually Heartless Act this and kill it by just removing 3 counters from it. But I probably want to save this for a potential bomb, because there are many in this format. Alright. I'm just hoping they don't have Sokka's Haiku. Okay. And they have a creature. I think just drawing a card and draining them is better than just playing out of Poxbearers here. The Poxbearers is not very effective on this board. And yeah, now like the pressure's on them, right? I have Heartless Act and Epic Downfall here. They're going to be pressured to play something to deal with the Raven Eagle. And then we can even, if we can find land number 7, that might open the door for us to just play out the Planetarium and then just activate it right away. And again, like, I'm uncomfortable attacking with Daily Agents into open mana, but if they feel the need to use a removal spell on the Raven Eagle, then I'll feel much better about this Daily Agents. I don't even, what were you even taking about over there, sir? When it dies? Okay, well, guess what? Epic Downfall is a really, really good answer to that. But I think it's better to just resolve Planetarium. Let's just activate it now. I don't care about the horse that much. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll just take a free Messenger Hawk. I mean, this is just getting us, like, a good spell every turn, and we're not going to draw any more lands for the rest of the game, so they absolutely have to deal with it, and if they don't, they will simply lose. And our board here is still looking very good. It's going to take a really good card for them to come back, but of course, there are many really good cards in this format, and they are splashing green for something, so we'll see what they play. That's not going to do it. Alright. Let's activate the Planetarium. Let's do this. Let's target Jet. I gotta figure out what I want to do with the Daily Agents. I think I'm still just gonna relax. Crack this clue. See what we find. That's a sold out. Alright. I mean, now we have 1,000,000 removal spells. We're up so many cards. That is an Aang at the Crossroads. Whenever another creature you control leaves the battlefield, transform. I'm not even going to wait. Let's just kill this thing. Glider Kids? Sure. I guess I should upkeep the Planetarium in case I want to keep both cards, right? So, let's do that. And the Planetarium at this point should just completely take over the game, so hopefully let's find some good action here. You don't have any attacks. Don't want the land, I'll take a free Pirate Peddlers. We drew a land anyways. What do I do? One card left. Well, I think we'll just stay patient. These creatures aren't particularly good at attacking. And I can just run my opponent out of resources with the Planetarium, so. Boomerang basics on... okay, I don't want to give them that much value, so let's kill this one. Alright. One card left here for the opponent. Raven Eagle down. I guess... I mean, we have some other giant green monsters. I'm looking to draw one of those to try to close things out here. Path to Redemption. Okay. Yeah, the sizing of my creatures is not particularly great. Oh gosh, bottom, okay. Wow. That was horrible. Oh my goodness. 3 lands in a row makes this card terrible. Well, there's that, I guess. I feel like I really need to save this Epic Downfall for something else. Look, I mean, we should get there here, right? They're gonna kill the agents, get a 1/1. But that's 3 lands on the bottom here. Okay, so, and we're keeping both, so we'll, get the more expensive card here, play that. Play this. Attack. Attack. The Pirate Peddlers is a 3/3 here, if I sack the clue, so they have to, it will eat 2 things. Hey, I mean, this clears the board, so I'm okay with this. And there is the Earth Kingdom General. The question now just becomes whether or not I want to play this now. I mean, just because they like kind of chump blocked with everything, I think I'm going to play it a little bit safer here and just wait in case they have a sweeper. And then next turn I'm going to get in for a very big attack. I mean, I might not even need to. And now I'm going to wait on the Planetarium because I have such a big board where I can just attack with everything. Even if I lose a creature, I'll be fine. And then if they play a sweeper, I can then put the creature in play end of turn with the Planetarium. So there you go. You saw the power of the Planetarium, and we are at least rattling off some wins now, winning with our really powerful rares, and we're now sitting at 4-2. All right. Opponent on the play here. Ooh, this is a slow hand. But it's got Raven Eagle, and I have 2 lands on the draw. I'm going to keep it. All right, our opponent is not here. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, our opponent is back. They were just AFK or something. All right, let's draw some lands. Huh. I saw them highlight stuff. I don't know what happened. Maybe their computer crashed? But, okay, you know, lucky Cheon, as they say. Free wins, we will take it. I've had my fair share of disconnects over the course of my life, and every, you know, 100, 200 matches, I guess that'll happen on the other side. So 5-2, let's get 2 more wins. All right, on the play here, yeah, totally fine hand. 3 lands, Poxbearers, Messenger Hawk, Peddlers, etc. And a sold out, so we have some interaction. A thing to play on turn 2, and it sets us up nicely to be able to get to our late game, so that's nice. Forecasting Fortune Teller, very, very good card. Arguably Blue's best comment. Blue's really deep. Forecasting Fortune Teller, Watery Grasp, and the 5 mana spell, all very good. Messenger Hawk, of course, also very, very good. Yeah, so good start from the opponent. I don't like the fact that they have more clues than we do, and they're blue-white, so they are set up to be in the water-bending colors. But they're just cracking a clue right away, which I'm happier about, honestly. But of course, I definitely don't feel like I'm ahead here by any means. This would not be a good block. They saw it. I'm gonna crack. Alright, well, not being able to draw a spell there, like a relevant spell, is pretty bad. Nothing I really want to kill with Deadly Decision just yet, though. 5 cards in hand for the opponent, plenty of cards. Earth Kingdom Soldier, wow, okay. So now there's plenty of good targets. They're going to target the healer and the hawk. And we're going to take 5 damage here. Oh, that's kind of aggro. Okay, sure. Okay, fine. Gotta think now. Like, I feel like I need to try to close out the game fairly quickly because they just have access to more resources. Now the question is, what do I want to kill? The healer or the hawk? I'm going to actually go for the healer here. Alright. So they're at 10. We have a 4/4 Death Toucher and a Messenger Hawk that can grow. I have an Ostrich Horse as well and the ability to sacrifice a clue. So, got 2 decent things off the battlefield and I got a clue, which does turn my Pirate Peddlers into a pretty formidable threat. And we'll see what happens. Yeah, I mean, we use a lot of our resources, but I did feel like I wanted to use a Sold Out to generate a clue instead of just firing it off right away. Close, though. All right, Invasion Submersible on Pirate Peddlers is very good, of course. All right. Let's play the Peddlers. I will also play Ostrich Horse. We hit a swamp. I don't need any more land, so I'm going to decline so I can have a 4/2 against the Foreteller. Let's attack for 1 in the air. And pass. Five cards in hand for the opponent. This might be the end of the road. Solid start here from the opponent. And, you know, we also had some decent cards here as well, but they have way more cards in hand than we do, right? So, if they activate the Submersible, which do I block with? The Horse or the Peddlers? Because I know the Peddlers can become a 3/3 next turn off the clue. That is pretty strong. Probably just blocking with the Horse. If given the option, we'll see. Oh, no lessons in the graveyard. Okay. 2. Okay. Alright, we're at 4 life. Pirate Peddlers and Sparring Dummy. Let's crack this clue. See if we find something we need. Okay. Life totals are 9 to 4. I think I need to make aggressive attacks here as well. And then I just need to hope that they don't have a lesson. Or a pump spell, or a way to draw cards. You know what I mean? It's just, it is what it is. My assumption is that they do, but like, what happens if I keep this back? Like, I just have to chump block? I don't know. I mean, there's so many cards we lose to here. That is not one of them. Unless they have another removal spell, which is very possible. If their hand has 2 removal spells, then we're in trouble, of course. Why did they attack with the Fortune Teller? Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean, so that was going to kill us anyways. So just like a solid blue-white deck with just the right amount of interaction, and they got it done. So this was another deck that was like, you know, we picked up a couple of losses to some fairly powerful effects. I think this version was probably a little bit stronger than that mono black thing that I tried. Like, I'm still kind of getting sucked into some of the fun niche things that you can do in the format. So I can't say that I'm having the best start. I'm having a fine start, like 5 wins and 3 losses. You can never be too sad about. But there were probably other directions that I could have gone in this draft outside of just trying to go mono black. I could have maybe made the decision to go black-green a little bit earlier, and maybe I could have picked up a couple of more green cards early on. But that being said, I mean, if you just take a look at what this deck had, you know, Sold Out, Heartless Act, Epic Downfall, Deadly Precision, 6 removal spells, really, really good. You know, Beifong's Bounty Hunters is one of the better rares in the set, and Daily Agents is also quite strong. And then Planetarium of Wan Shi Tong as well as a way to generate card advantage over the late game. So we had some stuff here, right, that let us get to the late game. One card that's been kind of underwhelming, actually, which I thought was going to be really good coming into the set, is Pretending Poxbearers. Just like the sizing of it is just kind of weird. Like, it's really bad against Forecasting Fortune Teller. The Sacrifice deck in general seems not great so far, just from what I've seen. So it's a fine 2-mana play, but just know that this is not nearly as good as it seems. So just to put things in context, in a black-green deck, Poxbearers has a 53% games in hand win rate. And I would have expected it, like if I were to guess, I would have expected it to be more in the 55% like average card, but it's actively performing as kind of a below average card, at least in a Golgari deck. Now, in a typical white aggro strategy, I think maybe it's just good enough because it replaces itself. It's sitting at around 56% instead. So just again, I thought this card, yeah, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying I feel like this card is performing a little bit worse than I would have expected it to. And I think that also coincides with the fact that I have so far not been having a ton of success just doing like the sacrifice thing. Like, Hey Bye looks really good, but you need a really, really low curve with like tons of Callous Inspectors, Poxbearers, and Kyoshi Battle Fans to really take advantage of it. In the right shell, I think this card can work, but in like an average deck with 6 2-drops and some 3-drops, I think this card is fine, but there are so many instances where it's just not great, right? Like, and we even ran into it here where I would have this card, I would even have like a 1/1 token in play, and I go, do I sack the token and just make a 5/5? Sure. And then I have nothing else in play, and then I play it, and then it dies, and I go, oh, okay, well, that wasn't that exciting, right? So just keep that in mind. I don't think, just at least from what I've seen so far, I don't think this is a slam dunk pick. I think it's a fine card with a high ceiling in the right shell. So treat it like there are some of the legendary creatures are very, very strong. I don't know that Hey Bye is quite on that level. Like early on, honestly, I'm probably just taking Kyoshi Warriors over Hey Bye, right? If I'm like looking to go wide or whatever, this is probably just on average going to be a better card for the most part. So just little things like that. Yeah, I mean, in white-black, they have the exact same win rate. So that's just lets you keep in mind, like, in a great white-black deck, Hey Bye will be better. On average, very, very similar. All right. Outside of that, like I said, totally fine deck. Azula was, like, just looks a little bit underwhelming as well. Maybe you need to be super aggressive. But the issue of this card, of course, is just the fact that it needs to live. It dies the Lightning Strike for a 4-drop. So 4 mana for 4/3. When it draws you a card, it's fine, but it's also going to trade a lot of the time as well. So again, another card that you shouldn't really take as high when you compare it to some of the other legendary creatures that you can draft in this format. We talk about Aang, Katara, Toph. Those are all really, really good cards. Azula, I think it's a tier below. But outside of that, you know, 5 wins after a 1-2 start. Actually, more like 4 wins, given that we got a we got a buy. Makes sense for this deck because I think it was probably a little bit underpowered and we had some filler cards in here. But outside of that, you know, we will keep fighting the good fight and hopefully we can figure this format out so that we can continue our road to rank 1. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, as I really do appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for more daily videos just like this. If you've enjoyed this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, my Patreon is the best way to do so. That's patreon.com/paulcheon. Also, check out TCGplayer.com for all your Magic the Gathering singles and sealed product needs. If you want to buy booster boxes of Magic the Gathering product or you wanted some singles for your collection, check out TCGplayer.com. Make sure you hit that affiliate link in the description below before making any purchases. Last but not least, go to heavyplay.com for premium Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories. If you want top-of-the-line deck boxes, playmats, sleeves, dice boxes, life pads, and more, go to heavyplay.com/paulcheon for 10% off your first order. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.